Monday. Ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to have some fun. I love it. People are chiming in about, want to know if Ken knows how much is good old-fashioned radio. What's it cost?
Absolutely nothing, boys.
Not a thing, baby. Good old-fashioned. The old-fashioned, as we used to say. Give a nice old-fashioned. I'm pumped. From Bowling Green to Barcelona. That was so awesome, kid.
Bowling Green to Antarctica.
We bring you nothing but the 40 minutes of nonstop hits.
Woo!
All right, brother, break it down for us. What we got coming? Because I went outside this morning, and the wind was a-whipping.
Well, looks like right now between 8 o'clock tonight and 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, Middle Tennessee could see severe thunderstorms. That means storms that go severe that could produce spin-up tornadoes. Yeah. We are at the level 2 out of 5 risk, and that's enough that we're going to have to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, so we're going to get some stuff. It's just how bad of the stuff are we going to get?
Yeah, I mean, like if storms do develop, everything in the atmosphere is ripe for damaging winds, damaging hail, flooding rains, and tornadoes.
Because I saw a couple, this weekend through the Midwest and into Texas. Whoo, Lordy. There was some tornadoes.
Yeah, we're getting into the meat of it now.
Yeah.
Everything's getting heated. There's enough humidity in the air. There's still some cold air up there meeting the hot air. So we're getting in it now.
And while this is going on, there was a bunch of snow in Colorado.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
They dumped just all this snow in Colorado. And you're thinking like one state over, they're thinking about, it may get tornado-y. But here it's going to get frozen-y. It's crazy, man. Nature does whatever nature wants to do. We tell you guys that all the time. But be prepared. And we're going to be here all night if need be.
We'll be ready.
You want to not be? Right, because we want to know, nothing's going to happen. It's a little bit of rain. That's it.
If there's a tornado warning issued in our area, boom. We're going to be on.
Yeah, it is. There's no doubt, though, some stuff is coming because I was watching it this morning, and they were showing things moving in. So by 4 today, we're going to start having some thunder and lightning.
Yeah, we could see that.
And then by, it's going to start to get ugly, potentially a little bit later on. But you know what? I'm okay. I drove today because I looked at my wife. I said, hey, could you pick me up if it's pouring rain bad? And I don't want to get hit by lightning because I feel like they always get put in situations here where they want to put me next to lightning. Just like when we went golfing last year. And they're like, hey, Chad, get up on the second story with all the electronic stuff you can handle. And then while it's raining next to the giant pond and lightning, you should be totally fine.
And make sure you have at least 1 foot in the water.
Absolutely. Fantastic. But she's like, no, you better just, why don't you drive? I'm like, okay. Because I don't want to go out in that. Oh, it's going to be crazy. This is like the first where I woke up today and I go, ooh, I feel like something's coming. It's like the first real one.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. I mean, we'll have to keep an eye on it for you. I mean, I'd be more concerned if we were in the level 3 out of 5 risk, but the fact that we are a level 2 out of 5 and it's that time of year and it's nighttime in Tennessee. I saw a headline where Tennessee leads the nation for nighttime tornadoes.
That just scares the
and it's terror. It's the absolute worst time to have a tornado outbreak.
It is so, like the nature thing we always joke about. But, it's the same thing when I was in California. The earthquakes, they only ever seemed, the real good ones, only ever seemed to come at night. Like at 2 or 3 in the morning. It was always the same kind of feel.
Yeah.
Right? Woke you up from bed. What the hell's going on, right? There's a freight train coming. And it's the same thing here, And luckily, my family doesn't sleep because apparently we're all vampires. So that's a helper. Yeah. But the nighttime tornado is terrifying because you're asleep. And even if the sirens go off, there is that sense of, okay, you know what? Okay, what? Where? How do I get some? How long do I have? Kind of thing. And, it's, God, it's crazy. Luckily, Dan will be in here at midnight.
Brother Dan Mandis, he may just come up here around 9 o'clock tonight just to get ready for it. He didn't want to miss any of the action.
No. And I'll be as long as
Dan Mandis.
I'll be ready to roll. And
All right,
I told,
brother.
I told you, you know what? If at 1 a.m. it starts to hit, I'll be wide awake because I know me.
Dude, I'll be babysitting it tonight. So yeah, if you're up and around, man.
Yeah, we're going to be doing it. Hopefully, again, nothing happens.
Yes,
that would
sir.
be the best
Yes,
thing
sir.
of all. How was your weekend, brother?
It was good.
Did you watch softball?
I watched softball and baseball. My softball Sooners were able to sweep the mighty Bulldogs of Georgia. However, my baseball Sooners were not very good against the Auburn Tigers. The Auburn Tigers took the series and ruled us on the last game of the series. So
That's not good.
Sooner baseball, you boys need to pick it up.
Yeah, that's not good. Bell, apparently. What'd you say, Bell? What was your new drink? Your new go-to? NyQuil?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Bill's like, man, I get in there. He goes, ZzzQuil kicks you right in the butt, Chad. I'll tell you that right now. I'm like, I don't think if you're supposed to drink the whole bottle, but, good for you. My wife got him.
only half of it.
My wife got him a thing of stickers that every time he has a good weekend of sleeping, it's a potato sleeping on a couch or a bed, and you just give it to him for being a lazy potato.
Well, according to you, you deserved one of those stickers this weekend.
I did stuff. I did all kinds of stuff.
What'd you do, Brother Chad?
We went out and did a family day where we just.
All right.
Charlie, my daughter, I love her, but she's a shorts and t-shirt kind of girl, unless she's going to do something fancy. But she's outgrown any shoes that are summer. So all she had was Ugg boots. So we had to go out and get her some Ugg boots. We went to lunch at Logan's, or was it Logan's Roadhouse? Logan's, yeah, it was good.
Sounds good.
Yesterday, because of the crap that I fell asleep, right? I fall asleep. I get home. We've been gone all day. I get home, and I'm laying down, and I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a nap. And I wake up, and there's like 20 text messages. Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened? I'm like, oh, God.
Here it goes.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
You talking about the shooting?
Yeah, whatever insane wackadoo who traveled across the country on a train.
Yeah, apparently he traveled across the country on a train.
And they're having a meeting today in the White House with the Secret Service. I think the meeting should start. Guys, come on. I mean, come on.
The top levels of, like, the people in charge, the top levels of people in charge of our country were all in the same room.
Yeah, the seven succession, right? I mean, all the way down, there were 7 people that could have taken over. All of them in the same room. And this guy he was there in the hotel. My thought is, you have no idea. You haven't done a sweep of everybody in the freaking hotel. How is that possible?
Well, that takes time, Chad, and we're just, that would cut into our nap time.
I was surprised about one thing, because remember, Trump wasn't going to go originally, because, that's not his jam.
Yeah,
he
he didn't like those things.
No, he doesn't, because they're a roast, and he feels like, the last time.
He's going to get pissed off.
Yeah,
He's the roaster, not the roastee.
Yeah. He's fine, and this time he's like, we're going to have no comedians. It's only going to be a mentalist and a magician. You're like, oh, God. But he went because, but this guy didn't seem to care. I mean, in his little manifesto, he was all about, it didn't matter. Anybody in the administration.
The video of him running down the hall past the Secret Service is chilling.
Yes.
Because the Secret Service at first, I think they're stunned.
That somebody is that stupid.
That somebody is that stupid, and the dude is lucky to be alive,
Yeah.
and thank God they stopped him.
I know. That's my thing that shocked me.
know?
Like, the fact that they didn't kill him.
That's amazing.
I would have thought they would have blown him away, but
Yeah.
they didn't, and they captured him. And then they wrapped him in the in tinfoil.
Yeah.
Well, they captured the other guy on the golf course, too.
Yeah, they did. The other guy, they captured his head all over the roof.
Yes.
Yes, they
So,
They ventilated it.
but the first thing I did, so I woke up and I'm like, oh, God, my buddy Jim hits me up. And I'm like, really?
Really, Jim?
Then I go, and then a couple other people, my buddy Kenny, and he's like, what do you think of this? My uncle and everything. And I go, #1 trending thing, staged. It was the #1 trending thing for like 2
Really?
days. Yep, staged. It was all staged. None of it was real. And I'm like, ugh. The conspiracies, though, right? It's like even
yeah.
the Washington Post. First came the shooting, then comes the conspiracies.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God, we can't get past this. Whatever happened to good old time? We're going to talk about it. Fun stuff, And I'm like, this guy's, he's a nut, right? I mean, he's a nut. He's emotionally bent on somebody who he can't stand, And this is what he thought he was going to do. First of all, his manifesto is so bizarre. Like he believes he really believed in his soul that he was doing something for the people. What do you think was going to happen? This was going to end better for you and everybody else? I am just, although my two favorite things I saw, Cash Patel under the table was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie to you. It's like peeking his head around. And then the other one was all of the media just grabbing all of the alcohol they could as they tried to run out of there.
Well, they're reporters, man.
They're just grabbing like the bottles of champagne. Like, I came here. I'm a damn reporter, for God's sakes. And I was laughing so hard. You see a couple of them. They got. I'm like, are they thinking they're going to fight somebody? What the deal is? And there they are. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. So that was my weekend. And yesterday I'm like, I don't even want to know for a while. It's like, I know I got to go deal with this and I got to go do segments and stuff like that for but it was just, can't we just have a weekend where there's not chaos?
Yeah. I thought it was extremely considerate of the shooter to do this on a weekend so you wouldn't have to go back home and redo segments.
Oh, goodness me.
Because your national show would have been outdated and you would have had to.
Oh, yeah. I would have had to go live for hours talking about it. And then it's weird because I'm like, okay, I'm not talking about this for hours. Because, first of all, we have a war going on that at this moment in time is pretty pressing. Operation Your Money is dwindling. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. So this weekend I was talking to Bell. Gas was $3.99 to $3.89. And I was like, ugh. But I mean, we still have like more than a half a tank. So that's going to last us at least another 6 weeks.
There you go, brother.
But Bell paid $3.59 because you had your
$3.49.
Oh, because you had your little 300.
My Kroger points, and it had gone down 20 cents.
All right. Way to go, Brother Bilal.
That's how you know you're getting older.
But it's weird.
You get excited about Kroger points. How many Kroger points you have? Dude, you're killing it.
It had gone up to $3.99, which was very consistent in the area where I live. And then it went down to $3.59 almost overnight, which I thought was very odd. That's a pretty big drop when you're talking about gasoline.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, it went back up to $3.79.
Well, it's about to go up some more, which is a shame for all of us because the last of the ships that are out there that were pre the war or just after the war have all gotten to their final destination as of today and tomorrow in Asia. So this is when it's going to start to get tight and we could see a nice bump. And it doesn't look like they're going to come to any kind of agreement anytime soon.
Not right now, because apparently, we're saying no uranium, and Iran is saying yes uranium.
Yeah. So there we go. They're betting we will not like the uncomfortableness of $4.50 to $5 gas.
That's what, and they're seeing it every day.
And we're betting that at some point in time, everything there is going to collapse, and then they're going to turn into, an all-out war against the military and the IRGC. That's what they're hoping for.
Well, that's not going to make gas prices go down.
No, that's not. That's not going to make it go down at all. So that's what we've got going on. It's going to be a party time. No doubt about that. But we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today, including top 10 cars stolen in America.
Hyundai Elantra.
Number one car. Maybe. Just the ones with no AC.
Just the ones with no air conditioning.
That's it. Those are like, I can't get enough of those. Those are awesome. I was looking this weekend. I'm all tuna boat that can be towed by a car.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We're going to talk about that today. Got Bell with the sports.
Yeah, shooty hoops.
Shooty hoops.
There was a whole bunch of that, Brother Bilal. You ought to have a great report for us.
You ought to. He's not.
Yeah, I should.
You should.
But I won't.
Maybe. So there's that. It's possible. So there's that. We're going to talk a bit about that. Also today, Starbucks coming out here. Crazy. Michael Jackson movie. Absolutely insane amount of money.
What do you mean Starbucks coming out here?
Well, they're coming out, not here, but like they're moving out here.
Oh, the headquarters? Oh, way to go.
Yeah. They're getting out of chaos and craziness, which is, I mean, you cannot tax your way to prosperity the way that they want to do it out there. It's just never going to happen. It isn't. And they're going to keep doing it, and they're going to keep losing people over and over again. Plus, we got a bunch of other good stuff. And again, we're going to be on the weather all day because we got the weather wizard with us as always. Big Ken. Bell's here as well with his shooty hoops are coming up in a little bit. A lot of other good stuff on the way. Happy Monday, everybody. Chad Bench, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital would love to talk to you about the opportunities out there when it comes to investing. They do it way different than everybody else. Active investors, opportunities in front of you when it comes to your investments and your retirements. They want to give you a free Know Your Risk portfolio review. It's not going to cost you anything but a little bit of time. Worst case scenarios, you learn a whole bunch about what's going on, and you learn about what Bulwark does, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. That's the goal, risk management. And worst case scenarios, you learn some stuff and you're on your way. Best case scenarios, maybe you like to hear more. They would love to talk to you. So how do you get a free Know Your Risk portfolio review with our friends at Bulwark? It's simple. You go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOWriskpodcast.com, or you can check them out online at bulwarkcapitalmanagement.com. Absolutely free for you for your Know Your Risk portfolio review. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Check 2647.
All right, drivers, we've got an injury crash. Charlotte Pike at White Bridge Pike. Then in Robertson County, a crash involving a semi and a pole. It has knocked power out in the area of Highway 25 just east of Pinson Road there in Springfield. Severe storms very likely across Middle Tennessee later today. I'm going to break it down for you coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Storm watch. Da-da-da-da-da. Lots of storm going on, but Ken's gonna be watching it for us. Pretty good.
We should have Metallica ride the lightning.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Of course,
you know what?
it's a different kind of lightning.
I am going to do us a storm watch song with my good friends at AI.
All right.
Between now and the end of this hour. I'll put something together. Let me know what you guys want to hear about Ken in the Storm Watch 5000 Da-da-da-da.
Color weather radar.
I love those. Was there black and white radar back in the day?
I don't know. There's probably a fellow like standing next to it talking like this.
They always had the magnets, right?
Yeah.
That's what they'd have, the magnets.
Yeah, our guy in Tulsa, back whenever I was a kid, he would draw pictures
Oh, I like that.
on a whiteboard.
That's so.
Kylie would like that.
When I was in England, there was his last name was Fish, and he was their big meteorologist, and he promised everybody that this massive hurricane thing was going to miss England, and it smashed right into England. It's like one of those things where he was the weatherman for the country. You're not living that one down.
No,
you're not living that one down.
It's sort of like not being a weathercaster, but then saying we weren't expecting that much ice.
Yeah.
Ooh, Teresa.
Brother Bilal.
Oh, I see that they're going to be burying now a lot of the.
Yeah, they're testing out. They're going to pick out 4 areas and test out underground electricity lines.
That's cool. I like that. Bell, people want to know, is your car, where you parking your car tonight, just in case the storm's bigger than we expect?
Here at the station.
Yeah, it's probably a smart thing. Bell's just going to stay here. It's just easier. You know what's going to happen? You're going to stay here. You're going to be that one car in the parking lot. Something's going to happen. It's going to get picked up. It's going to land right on your car.
Why you got to jinx me?
The tornado
Why
is
you
just going to
gotta
pick up
jinx me?
your car, spin it around, and drop it on top because Bell has 3.5 payments left. That's what he told me today.
Everybody else's car will be spotless. But Brother Bilal.
But Chad has to jinx me.
Oh, that is so funny. That would be sad.
All of a sudden, tomorrow morning, my Elantra's air conditioning works.
That'd be so great. Somebody calls us, hey, you two, Ken and Chad, I got a tuna boat for you guys. You're like, what? Yeah, Bell can't get on it. He'll sink it. Oh, that's not very nice. Let us know what we need when it comes to Ken's song that we're going to put together here. So it's going to be awesome. So it is going to be great. We're getting this thing rocking and rolling when it comes to that. People are mad because I said it. It's your fault that you're whining. That's why gas prices are up. What?
I wish I had that much control over the
No
markets.
doubt. I'd be super whining.
And if I could control the markets like that, I'd know a lot of stuff I'd be investing
Yeah.
in.
You know what? If we could control the markets like that, you know where we wouldn't be? Here. Because we'd be out on our giant boat doing our show
Yes.
from there, having fun.
Catching big old tuna fish just for the fun of it.
We don't even need the money. We're just here, like, here, you guys take the tuna. We don't care. We got so much money because of our brain power. It's powerful. So that's going to be crazy. Okay, the test areas. Do we know what they are? Belmead, Green Hill, Brentwood, and the Governor's Club? What? I don't think so. They don't really do that. They're going to go and say...
Was that a texter?
Yeah, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. So, I mean, they're going to find something, and they're going to be like, hey, this place looks like if it went out, nobody'd really care.
Where do the most powerful people in Nashville live?
Yeah, not there. We're not trying it at their house. They're not the tester fish.
We're not going to do it at Marsha Blackburn's place? Mm-mm. I thought she got special favors.
No. The special favors don't do it at my house. Try it somewhere else. They're like, where are the people that are always late with their payments? And maybe, just maybe, they take the bus. Those are the people we're going to practice on. It sounds horrible, but it's true. So let us know. Oh, Ken Storm Stalker. Not only do we know what the weather's like, we can also just tell you whether or not it's good to stalk this time of year. Have you ever thought, man, it's too windy to be looking through somebody's windows? Storm Stalker 5000. So we're going to be putting that together coming up a little bit. Also, the Royals are in town.
That's right.
Hello there. Diesel Winnie. So we'll talk a little bit about that conspiracy of chaos that's going on. We just had a press briefing. Trump, I continue to have, so far I haven't been shot, outside of the one time. Well, that's one too many, sir. But I'm still surprised that nobody's been fired from.
Well, it's government. You either move sideways or you move up.
Yeah. I would have figured by now they would have canned at least one person, but it doesn't seem to be that way. So talk a bit about that amongst other things. And Bell Sports coming up a little bit. Get excited, guys. Let's see what he's going to talk. We don't even know what he's talking about. You know why? Because he doesn't even know what he's talking about. That's the beauty of Bell Sports. And that's coming up a little bit. Chad Beth Joe, Super Talk, 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top story. Severe storms, they could hit us in Middle Tennessee later today and into the overnight hours. The National Weather Service says storms are going to develop this afternoon and strengthen this evening as they move east. Talking about damaging wind gusts as the top concern, with a few stronger storms possible. And if they do go severe, we cannot rule out tornadoes. The severe weather window runs from about 8 o'clock tonight until around 5 o'clock tomorrow morning for Middle Tennessee. Meanwhile, 2 people were killed and nearly 24 families looking for places to stay after a pair of tornadoes touched down in North Texas over the weekend.
Hearing the hail hit the metal roof of my carport, it sounded like firecrackers.
Pat Garnett was lucky to have a carport. Jim Hodgson runs the Fort Worth Aviation Museum, whose 40 historic aircraft sit outside.
A hailstorm here has been our nightmare ever since we started collecting airplanes.
Now, many of those airplanes have broken glass and pitted bodies. Finding replacement parts for the older ones may be impossible. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
So stay with Super Talk 99.7 WTN for complete weather coverage. 997WTN.com. Follow, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Rumble, Facebook, and the good old-fashioned radio from Bowling Green to Huntsville and then all points east and west. Here in Nashville, police continue to investigate a fatal shooting during an attempted carjacking Saturday afternoon at 8th Avenue. Officers say the 44-year-old DoorDash driver had just returned to his Dodge Charger when a gunman approached and demanded the car.
The robbery victim had a gun under his seat, was able to reach for that gun, retrieve it. As he was getting out of the car, it appears the suspect may have seen his gun. The delivery driver was shot one time in the leg. He then opened fire on the robbery suspect, fatally wounding him.
Yeah, the DoorDash driver taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center being treated for his injuries. No word on whether he might face any charges. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
The Wellness Institute of Nashville right now. Epic Spinal Special. $33 off each visit. How do you get it? You simple and easy. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009. Epic healing for the epic civilization that is ours. No surgery, no injection, no painkillers. Just the best around when it comes to Dr. Mitchell. My doctor should be yours. And what they have built over there, which is incredible, futuristic, amazing healing machines. Right, the new one, right? Massage your body, which is incredible. So full body lasers using red light, including near infrared, NIR. It also adds stem cell stimulation to the tissue regeneration, uses photons of wavelengths for the ultimate in healing. It is amazing. Get over there now to the Wellness Institute in Nashville. Save big on the Epic Spinals Special. $33 off each visit. How do you do it? Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009, 246-5009 for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Trump believes it worked well. The security worked. You know how he knows? Because he survived, which is good. The fact that I don't, again, I think if you're taking a shot at the president, you've got a death wish. The fact that
Not a doubt.
you've got not one but two people that survived is amazing. I mean, you know, that to me, and this guy fired shots. I mean, it was a full, like, if they wanted to do a full send on this guy, there would have been nobody complaining. Zero people complaining. And the fact that he is alive is, again, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy, because normally that doesn't happen. Normally none of that happens. Normally you're dead. They blow you away, you're dead. So, and I don't know what we're going to find out for this guy. Obviously, he was not well. Trump, earlier today, the one and only, Carolyn Levitt. I thought isn't she taking maternity leave anytime soon? I thought that was already happened. So they brought her back for one more. Although before, and here's the conspiracy. Before, did you see what she said? There's going to be definitely some shots taken tonight. You know, talking about, you know, like it's going to be a roast, but it's not really going to be a roast. So, and then, of course, that got everybody talking. Oh, see, that's the code. She knew.
First and foremost, the president, the first lady, and everyone in this White House are extraordinarily grateful to the brave law enforcement professionals who sprang into action to apprehend the would-be assassin and keep all of us safe. The president would especially like to express his gratitude to the men and women of the State Secret Service who acted with the utmost professionalism, courage, and sense of duty. This includes the heroic agent who took a bullet to the chest. Thankfully, he was saved by his bulletproof vest. Minutes after returning here to the White House to the Oval Office, despite fighting Secret Service to try to stay and keep the dinner going on Saturday, ahead of addressing you here in the briefing room, President Trump was intent on speaking to this brave agent to ensure he was okay. And the agent assured the president that he was. As you know, I was seated next to President Trump and the First Lady when the shots were fired before Secret Service swiftly moved us to safety backstage. The president's calm in the face of chaos, while yet another individual was trying to take his life, was really remarkable to witness, and it's something I will never forget. President Trump is fearless because he loves this country, and he is willing to put his own life on the line to deliver on the promises that he made to the American public who elected him here into the highest office in the land.
There you go. So that's what they said. I mean, enough. We can always sit here and go, enough is enough. First of all, the thought that political violence, is new. It's not. I mean, you can go back in time and look at all the presidents have been assassinated or the attempts. Who is it? They went after Ford twice in a month. Who would want to kill Ford? It was Manson's people, right?
One.
Was it Squeaky Fromm?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Which, if you're going to go down in history as an attempted presidential assassin, get a better name.
Yeah, Squeaky Fromm is not the name. So somebody said, Jason said, did they say he was a heroic Asian? I don't think that. I think he said agent. Agent is what she said. But, you know.
You don't know. He might have been Asian.
Yeah. So he's fine, and that's what matters. You know. I mean,
and when you have a bulletproof vest on, it stops the bullet, but that doesn't stop the pain.
No, I bet
it's still like getting hit by a truck.
Yeah, and the guy had a shotgun, he had a knife, and he had a handgun. And like I said, I'm more amazed that he survived. Did they even fire at him?
I don't know.
It was just, first of all, if they fired at him and you didn't hit anybody, and I think Ken's right, though. I think he surprised the hell out of everybody running through. Just totally, you would be thinking to yourself, sitting there, you know, because they were talking about it. They were worried about people outside. Obviously, there's protests and all that kind of stuff. But I even saw Matt Gutman talk about, he just kind of walked up. They never asked for ID. And he just had to show his little QR code or whatever, this little thing, and he got her in. If you were dressed nice and you had a ticket, away you went. But you still had to go through the metal inside. And he came down through the stairs. There's only so much you could do. I'm just curious, why didn't you vet everybody in the... It's not that hard. You know it's coming. Why didn't you vet everybody inside of the hotel? How didn't you vet everybody inside of the hotel at that point in time? So, thank God Trump's alive. This guy, we're going to find out his mindset. His mindset, he's a wackadoo. And he thinks that, I think he thinks he's doing, the free people's work. Gave himself a nickname, You can't do that. Squeaky didn't come up with her own nickname.
Yeah, Charlie gave that to her.
Yeah. So, so there's that. But thank God, again, we've just got to stop this. Enough is enough. But when I go and I look back through history, I was doing a bunch of deep dive on this today. It's crazy to think when you look at the president's at least attempted assassination tips and or actual assassinations, it's much higher than I think people realize. But political violence across the board, because we're a big country, it's not like Colombia back in the day when it's like everybody's running for president, good chance you're all going to die. You're elected in Mexico, there's a good chance you're going to die. So it's not like that. But we've had some political violence. Too much of it. And this was an unstable person who lived a life of nothing but emotions. And that showed. Absolutely, it showed. And he planned it out, and he was on nobody's radar. Nobody's radar. Which is crazy to think. Zero radar. Why? Because he didn't tell his family, didn't tell anybody. Just imagine being the family member. You're sitting there, and your brother or your son or your friend or whoever sends you this thing that he's going in, and you don't know where he's at. And then you send it off to the police, and by then it's too late. And you had no idea that he was, you knew maybe he didn't like Trump, but to this level? I mean, do you have anybody you know that would be that crazy to do something like that? I don't. I know a lot of crazy people, too, do some crazy stuff, but not like that. No matter who it is. And again, we're talking about with Chris, with Biden. Did stuff that was ridiculous. At least the administration did. I don't know how much Biden knew about it. But at no point in time, did anybody go haul off and do something insane. Thank God for that. Because it changes the narrative of everything. And then what do you think? Violence is going to be less or more at that point in time? All you had to do with Biden, though, was just put something in his walkway where he could trip over it. And then, boom, next thing you know, nightmare.
He's down on his ass.
Down on his ass. The Royals are here. The Royals are here. Oh, goody, goody, goody. So today, Trump it's very interesting. So the Royals are here. And they're trying to figure out how can they fix, there's a disconnect between Downing Street, which is 10 Downing Street, it's the place where the prime minister stays, and us. And Charles, I don't know if Charles is going to fix the problem, but two things. He needs to try to convey our friendship with one another and how important it is. And the other thing is, the Brits are not happy about the fact that Trump is like, you know what? I think the Falklands should be Argentina's. If you guys know anything about the Falkland Wars, the Battle of the Puffins.
They went down. I mean, those islands are basically rocks.
Yeah.
And they literally sent an armada from the top of the planet down to the bottom of the planet to get the rocks back.
8,000 miles to fight over the Puffins, of which it cost 655 Argentinian soldiers' lives, another 235 lives of British soldiers, and 3 people that were residents of the Falklands, so I guess take care of the Puffins. And that really has pissed off the Brits as much as the prices of everything going up. The fact that the Falklands, you would even think about the Falklands, which are off the coast of South America and Argentina. And why the Brits want that island so bad is beyond. It's not like, I have no idea. I have no idea why.
It's one of the few remnants left of their empire.
No, it is. Absolutely it is. But they were so upset about it. They're like, oh, not the folks. Who's going to control the puffins? I mean, when I was over there, you even mentioned the Falklands. They were like, oh, goodness me, you don't even understand how important it is to us. Ah! They're going to have tea today with them.
On the agenda today, tea with the Trumps. And tomorrow, the King will address Congress before a state dinner at the White House. Their Majesties are here to mark America's 250th birthday. It echoes a visit Queen Elizabeth made on the 200th anniversary of independence.
Yeah. I like that too. So we're going to take him and so we're going to do a 9/11 thing with him, right? We're going to have tea. He's going to address joint session tomorrow, Congress. First time since 91 when the Queen did it. Then we're going to take him to Virginia and said, hey, so remember when you kicked your guys' ass all those years ago? Yeah, this is kind of where it started. Like, this is kind of where it really went down. Okay, there you go. So, very interesting indeed. But they're going to try to repair the relationship. And they think that the king is going to be able to do it. Because Keir Starmer can't. I don't think that's... I think a lot of... The relationship's fine. Trump, as we know, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, he's been known to be a little hyperbolic. He has said some stuff in the past that maybe out of anger stretched a little bit further than it should have. But I don't think for a moment we would abandon the Brits, as much as it frustrates Trump that they didn't jump on board to go into the Straits of Hormuz with us. All right, coming up, I'm looking at him. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that knows sports like nobody's business. He's going to deliver the best sports report in all the world. Sports with Bell, straight ahead. Chad Bench, Super Talk 99.7. Oh, kids, Omaha Steaks right now. They got a big burger special going on. Oh, we had burgers this weekend. It was so delicious. The Wagyu burgers are incredible. Right now, for under $100, you're going to get so many burgers. It is insane. And on top of that, you're going to save an extra $35 off when you use my code Benson. It is the burger perfection. And there's tons of burgers. 4 pure ground filet burgers. 4 pure ground New York strip burgers. 4 ribeye burgers, 4 brisket burgers, 4 sirloin burgers, and 8 Omaha Steaks Wagyu smash burgers going on right now. It is awesome. Now, when you go for the burger perfection, top of all of that amazing stuff you're going to get, you can save an extra $35 off and use my code Benson. Do not sleep on this. It is incredible. You're going to find nothing anywhere close to this for America's Butcher since 1917. And check this out. 100% unconditional money back guarantee. How do you get it? Go to omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson saves you an extra $35 off at checkout. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. See site for detailed terms may apply.
All right, drivers got an injury crash, Charlotte Pike at White Bridge Pike, and then in Rutherford County, rolling roadblocks. Looks like to fix potholes. 840 eastbound, right before Veterans Parkway there in Murfreesboro. That is a 21-minute delay. I'll break down the severe weather risk for you coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a weekend of fun, frivolity, and whatnot. You know what that means? Lots of sports. There's only one person we turn to.
Now it's time for Sports with Bell. When you need to know sports information, you turn to the guy who calls basketball shooty hoops. Let's talk some sports with Bell.
That's right. Sports with Bell. Remember, sell everything you have. Put it all on whatever Bell tells you to put it on.
And you'll be homeless.
There you go. But you learned a lesson. That's not free. All right, what you got for us?
All right. I know anything about any sports, but this one I'm especially ignorant on. If you are a race car driver, the owner of the car hires you to drive the car, right?
Correct.
Okay. So why was Bubba Wallace's car being driven by a woman?
Who's driving it?
Some woman who caused a 26-car pileup. Why was that allowed? I thought they paid him to drive it.
I did not know that happened. So 27. Uh-oh. Team immediately lays blame after sparking enormous crash.
Yeah, who are they blaming?
The woman that was driving the car.
Probably.
Right?
So I'm looking to see. I don't even know who drives that car.
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace drove the car?
He was supposed to be, but apparently they let a woman in it.
They'll say must have been a woman driving.
Must have been. She was probably too busy trying to make something to eat for the rest of the team.
Throwing sandwiches into other car windows.
Oh, my God. Is that what happened? Oh. I don't even know who drives her car. You didn't even find that out. So.
Yeah, there were only 4 cars that weren't in that pileup.
You know what? If you were driving your Elantra in the back, you would have probably come in fourth. You'd have got points.
I would have won.
You would have won.
Well, I still want to know why they let somebody besides Bubba drive the car.
I don't know. Why wasn't he there? So, or was he leading? Bubba Wallace was one of. It says Bubba Wallace did.
Ooh.
No, that couldn't have been Bubba. He drives better than that. I'm sure they let a woman drive it.
Bell is convinced.
He's convinced that it was a lady driving the car. God, dude, your hatred of women is spectacular. So.
It's not hatred. It's logic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bell. Okay, did you guys see the record broke? Well,
She's probably doing her makeup in the rearview mirror when she should have been worried about driving.
Trying to put on her mascara.
I do see that a lot.
I do. You know what else I see a lot now? People watching shows.
While they're driving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This weekend, we had the marathon here. There was a marathon in London. First time in history, under 2-hour marathon. Sebastian Sawe won in 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds. First time ever, sub 200 in an actual race. There was an exhibition. The second time in history happened 10 seconds later when another guy in his first ever marathon 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 40 seconds.
So obviously that's the record now, but what was the record before?
2:01 or something like that. So this guy, or like 2 minutes and like 40 seconds. He smashed it by almost a minute. He got $355,000 all combined for smashing the record. And Adidas's, because his new shoes he was wearing, the stock went through the roof this morning. Like you and I are going to go get those, and that's changing it. Hey, you know what? I was slow before. Now I'm comfortable and slow. How about that? And he said he could have gone for another several miles at the pace he was going. 4 minutes and 33-second miles. Crazy. And you know what? There wasn't any crashes there. Bell. Your sexism and patriarchy.
I am the patriarchy.
You are pretty much the patriarchy. Coming up, Ken's got all of the latest when it comes to the severe weather because he's the weather wizard. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Severe weather expected across Middle Tennessee today and tonight. Storms forecast to move in early this evening from the northwest, then spread across the region overnight. Talking about damaging wind gusts. The main concern, a few storms, if they go severe, will be capable of large hail and isolated tornadoes. The severe threat is going to last from 8 o'clock tonight through early tomorrow morning around 5 o'clock. Have multiple ways to get your warnings. We'll be watching it for you. Meanwhile, more than a dozen tornadoes blew through portions of the Midwest over the weekend, as we hear from ABC's Alex Perez.
Missouri pounded by hail. This supercell near Interstate 49, large stones littering the highway. Deadly storms across North Texas. Hail, lightning,
large wedge tornado,
and tornadoes where at least 2 people have died in storm-related deaths.
Stay with Super Talk 99.7 WTN for complete weather coverage. Once there's a tornado warning, we're going to be on it. You can stream us at our website, 997WTN.com. Follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube, X, Rumble, Facebook. Listen to the good old-fashioned radio, FM 99.7 WTN. The White House Correspondents' Dinner, suspect Cole Allen just appeared in court. He walked in wearing a blue jumpsuit flanked by U.S. Marshals. He's being represented by a federal public defender. He is charged with 3 federal counts, including attempted assassination of President Trump. And college students are increasingly trying to AI-proof their futures. We get more from ABC's Sherry Preston.
A recent poll by the Harvard Kennedy School says 70% of college students see artificial intelligence as a threat to their job prospects. Some say it feels like a moving target, but others say they're looking to do whatever they can to help them stay employed amid a rapidly changing future. One college freshman at Miami University, Ohio, says you don't just need to be able to code, you need to be able to form human relationships and think critically, because at the end of the day, those are the skills AI can't replace. A recent University of Chicago grad says people who know how to use AI and teach others how to will be in strong demand. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
That is the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Half of your day
Oh, baby, baby. The weather's going to be bad outside. You know what that means.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
Don't start for 5,000 in the van, covering every town, every span. Ken Wizard, the weather wizard, always there.
Oh. There we go, baby. A little weather wizard for you.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
That is scary.
That is scary.
That is
How
super
good
scary.
that is.
Mm-hmm. I have 4 of them.
It sounds like something that you would need a multi-track studio.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I do. Because look, you guys need to know that I have a bunch of little tiny people that are brilliant musicians, and they pretty much they do anything. They're like Oompa Loompas. They do anything I tell them to do.
If you put that in a lineup of songs, of like stuff on the country music chart right now,
no,
I'd be like that fits. That's part of it. Yeah, that's got to be a song.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So that's the weather.
I thought it was. I pulled you out of the internet because I was afraid I was playing music over the internet, and then I realized this is AI. I can play this all day long.
Yeah. AI that I own because of my little people. All right, Ken,
That's the way to go, Brother Chad.
Your weather wizardness. Let's talk about what we got coming, when we think it's going to get here.
Well, right now, the window of opportunity for the hard stuff, the severe storms that will be capable of producing spin-up tornadoes, otherwise isolated tornadoes, is going to be starting at 8 o'clock to about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So right now, most of Middle Tennessee is under a level 2 out of 5 risk, which is still pretty low. But again, it's that time of year, and there will be some very strong storms, tornadic storms that will precede Middle Tennessee that we got to be on the lookout for. Like there is a level 3 out of 5 risk for everybody west of Clarksville, Waverly, and Waynesboro. So we're right up against that level 3 out of 5 risk. So that's what we've got to be. That's what we've got to be cognizant of tonight between 8 and 5 o'clock. I'll be babysitting it for
Getting
everybody.
it ready just in case.
We get a tornado warning, we'll be on the air. And, of course, we always invite listener participation.
Precipitation
If
as well.
Yeah.
If you guys can make it rain, let us know.
If it is safe for you.
If it is. And
hopefully it doesn't come to that.
No. I mean, we're going to get some rain. There's no doubt. We're going to get a little bit.
That looks like that looks to be probably 100% chance we're going to get some rain.
The question is going to be how much, and is there going to be anything that is dangerous with it? You know, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning is one thing, right? But if it starts a twirling,
yeah,
we got the weather wizard.
It's like right now, there's a tornado warning just outside of St. Louis right now.
Oh, St. Louis.
Let's check Chicago here.
They could use a little cleaning up over there in St. Louis.
Man, I'm telling you, the upper Midwest has been getting hammered this spring.
Not only that, they got hammered in the winter.
Yes.
I mean, everything froze for days, and then they got hammered. You know, it's already starting to get hammered this spring with horrible, like last week, bunch of big, you know, we're talking about Oklahoma, but up through the Midwest, all the way up to the Great Lakes. It's been nasty.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's been – I mean, I've got to say, you know, outside of that one night, we were all, you know, reporting on those radar-indicated tornadoes when, in fact, there was an actual tornado that actually touched down, I believe they said, in Murray County. Other than that, it's really been a very mild spring here in the Southeast.
Yeah.
which is bad. It's good and bad in that we haven't had, killer tornadoes, but we're not getting any rain either.
No, and
now Georgia's on fire.
Yeah, Georgia is on fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, for those of you guys who aren't paying attention, Georgia's going through a situation that is very reminiscent of what you would see in parts of California and in the Southwest. You're getting those massive fires, and there is lots of oxygen for it to breathe, and it's scary.
Well, and what's scary, too, is even though a severe thunderstorm, you think, okay, well, they're going to get some thunderstorms, it's going to rain. Well, no, the risk there is that the winds with the thunderstorms just going to blow the fire further.
Yes.
And make it bigger. You need a lot of rain to put out a forest fire. A lot of people think that'll just do it. Not necessarily.
Oh, God, no.
What if what do you bet that Georgia rebuilds quicker than California?
Oh, absolutely. Right now. You could burn all of Atlanta down today, and it would be built faster than California. Absolutely. Think about this. That giant, huge, horrible thing that happened last 4th of July with those kids out in Texas, they've already rebuilt the camp. They're trying to open the camp.
Yeah.
The judge told him, no, you can't. It's an active crime scene. But the fact that they already were taking people's deposits to reopen the camp, the death camp, that's like Jason storming through and killing all the counselors. They never catch him. And they're like, you know what? We're going to reopen the camp this year. I think it's a good idea. It's insane. But it shows you how fast they rebuild.
Just keep an eye out for the guy in the hockey mask.
Yeah, keep an eye. He's not good at hockey, but he's great at chopping people to bits and pieces, but only if you're bad, right? I mean, that's the whole thing with the Jason movies. It is debauchery.
Kevin Bacon was not bad.
No. Well, he was trying to be bad, right? He was.
He was smooching on a girl.
He was.
That's good.
But that's good bad.
That's good bad.
That's good bad.
That's good bad. That is good bad. Everybody loves your song, by the way, Ken.
I had nothing to do with it. That's Brother Chad.
No, it's not me. It's the little ones. They're very good at what they do. Man, a lot of people are both loving and hating Bell for his hatred of women.
I don't hate women. I just act like I do on the radio.
Brother Bilal loves women.
Yeah. Especially if they don't talk and make him a sandwich. But isn't that scary, though, how fast I put that together? How do you compete with that?
It is.
How do you compete in that situation?
I don't know, man.
With like, if you hear these kids coming out. So think about these kids. They were born and getting ready to leave college during the Great Recession. They were supposed to graduate during COVID. Now they're coming out to a situation where you're looking at last week. Look at all the companies that are laying off people.
Yeah.
Meta and Microsoft and all them. And you're going to come on out and you're like, really? What am I going to do? I saw today, too, the Vanderbilt, they're down in their admissions because I think parents and kids are at this point where they're not sure what to do.
You got to learn a trade.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think the number one trade, if you can do, electricity is going to be huge because of AI.
You'll always need it.
They'll always need it. But at the same time, plumbing, because everybody poops.
Plumbing,
right?
yes, sir.
And HVAC.
Medical.
Yeah, medical, yeah. That's like huge. If you could, and there's a need for it. Like there's a massive need for the medical industry because we haven't fixed the you're going to live forever and take a pill, you're going to be fine.
Right.
That hasn't happened yet. Not that saying that they can't and that they won't in some time in the future with AI in particular. But right now that hasn't happened. But I would say electrical is huge because got to keep the lights on.
Yes, sir.
Got to keep all the data centers running.
Especially during frigid temperatures.
Yes.
Ice storms.
No doubt about that. Mortician, that's a good one. Until, again, they figure out a way for it not to be needed. I mean, that is, that's coming. And elevator mechanic, too. Yeah. That's a good one. The nurses. So I'm a nurse, and she said, I left to start a business in the trades. So that a school bus driver, yeah.
Hey, welders. Got to have welders.
Absolutely. Elevator mechanic is the highest paid trade.
Really? Interesting.
That's a trade. I did not know that.
There's a lot of elevators out there, man.
There is. You know, people aren't. Hey, we're lazy, guys. I mean, you know what? That whole thing is. I can't. That's several flights. My grandmother was terrified of elevators, so we would go to meetings, and she'd want to go with my uncle, and we'd go to meetings, and it would be on the 48th floor. And my uncle's like, "I'm gonna die, Chad. I can't make it." I'm like, "Dude, you go. I'll stay here with Grandma. You go." She's like, "Let's go." I'm like, "Grandma, we're not walking up 48 flights. It's just not going to happen." Don't leave out janitorial.
Janitorial. Yes, sir.
Bell, your favorite. Sandwich class.
Sandwich class.
So, I had no idea.
Is that for men?
No.
Well, women don't need sandwich class. That's an innate ability they have.
Is that what they're born with? It's like animals that recognize immediately that this is a threat. You're like, I don't know why, but I have this need to cut this bread and put pieces of meat and mayonnaise on it. So, but I'm looking out there and I'm thinking, if you're just a young kid, the confusion right now of where do I even go with what I've learned? I mean, how tough. Let's see if I can find. I had a great piece of audio last week about this poor girl who's trying to get a gig. And she's like, she got turned down at, God, what was it? I think she got turned down at Target. She's like, I got a master's degree. And I got turned down at Target. And I'm thinking, God.
Yeah, because she's probably overqualified.
Yeah. Don't put what you have. Like, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. If you are overeducated and you're going for just any job you can find, do not put your 12 degrees you have on there. It isn't going to help you. Just say the last couple of years you've been hustling, and selling stuff on eBay or whatever it is to try to make money. Don't put that you were the CFO of a company. You've got 4 master's degrees. That's not going to help you with that.
That's basically telling the person you're interviewing with that this job is a stepping stone to you.
Yeah. I'm only here till I find something better, and they don't want that. You want to know why? Not that they care. It's just that's a pain in the ass because of all the onboarding that has to go on. So, there's that. So the military is a great place to start a life. Yeah, it is. Law enforcement, maybe. Tradesmen, the problem with tradesmen I'm going to see in the future is what? Everybody's going to end up doing it, and then there's going to be a glutton. And this is where I tell my son, being a tradesman is a wonderful thing. You know what else is going to be awesome? Selling. Because you're going to have to go out there and sell those jobs. And if you can do that, that's what they care about. You can find somebody to help you with your jobs, but you got to be able to sell those things. Roofing, I'm sure, is going to be pretty good, too.
Yep, got to fix roofs.
Got to fix roofs.
You can get a CEO job at NES with no experience for $600,000.
Yeah, that's good. That's good money.
$45.15.
Natural gas pipeline industry make $100,000 a year easy. No degree, just a diploma. Well, there you go.
See, that's so generic in terms of what it is that they actually do. I'm curious as to who the people doing what are the ones making over $100K.
You know what? So
is it the guy who's installing the line? Is it the guy who's maintaining the line?
Probably a bit of all. And I'll tell you why. I follow these people that do FIFO, which is in Australia. It's called fly in, fly out. So you live in like Perth or you live in Sydney, and then you're on for 2 weeks, off for 2 weeks. You live on these people that have no job experience with mining or anything. They're making $100,000 a year. Right? And
how long are they working?
They work like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
And I would assume that your flights are paid for by
everything's
the company?
paid for. So you go there and you get a gig, and because you don't have to have a work permit, they will give you a special work permit for every 6 months. But then you got to leave, and then once you're gone for a week, you can come back and do it again. And where you're there, you have everything. They're showing you around. They got pickleball courts, basketball courts. They got workout areas. So when you're not working, all the food is free. You've got your own little house or apartment. They built these little mini houses. Everything you want is right there. And so you fly in, you're there for 2 weeks, you fly back out, and they take you. And so if you live in Perth or wherever you live, some people fly to Australia and then they'll fly back to wherever they're from and stay there for a week and a half and fly home. But the money's huge. And, you know, they're talking about you make anywhere between $115,000 and $135,000.
You know what other high-paying job AI will never be able to do?
What?
Stripper.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the machines that are coming?
No, I'm talking about real women. Nobody wants to tip a machine.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have
But that's part of the fun.
Is it?
Yeah, watching her pull the garter and snap back after you got
Look at
the
that.
dollar in there.
After you put your quarter in there. You take change? You got to, now it's just she's going to come over and shake her ass and you get like a Venmo. Doop.
Yeah, she'll have one of those little credit card readers on her garter, and you just go up and swipe it.
Oh, goodness me. Delivery drivers, yeah, they're trying their hardest for that. So they're trying their hardest to get those things. Drug dealer, that's also a good one right there. We need more strippers. You're right. So well, I'm telling you, it's all coming, though. It's all coming. Coming up, who knows? We'll probably talk more about this because it is interesting. And I heard Ken's report how these kids are just confused. They have no idea what to do and where to go at this moment in time. They're just kind of flustered, if you will. We'll talk a bit about that, among other things. Chad Bench, Super Top 99. Relief Factor. Factor this. It's amazing, Relief Factor. You will absolutely love it. I do. I take it every single day. I got a little one. She's very busy, very much doing things on a daily basis. Guess what? I run around chasing her. We have a lot of fun. It's good to know that even, yes, as I'm a little bit older as a pops, I feel awesome and incredible thanks to Relief Factor. No matter what I'm doing, from the everyday stuff to pickleball to working out hardcore, Relief Factor helps me with inflammation, helps me with my joints, in my muscles, and it will help you too. Get out of pain, get into living a better life with the Relief Factor. This is what I want you to do right now. $19.95, 3-week quick start. You're going to feel the difference in about a week or so. It is incredible. You can take it every single day, naturally formulated. Check it out for yourself. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
All right, drivers got rolling roadblocks in Rutherford County. It's going to be 840 eastbound before Vietnam Veterans Parkway, actually just before Veterans Parkway. In Hermitage got a crash, Lebanon Pike just east of Old Hickory Boulevard. I'll break down the severe weather risk and let you know what came of the White House Correspondents Association dinner suspects' first appearance in court coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
So we're talking about employment. Sally said, both my grandsons are doing quite well in their chosen profession. The youngest works for a union setting up booths and things like that for trade shows and CMS awards, that kind of blank. The oldest, he likes jail.
Hey, you get fed in jail.
That's what you said, does. 3 squares, right? 3 hots and a cot. 3 hots and a cot, unless you're out there with Judge. Remember Judge Joe or Sheriff Joe out there, Alpaio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dress you up in pink, right? He only fed you a bologna sandwich with nothing on it, no mayo, and you had to stay out in the tents in 110-degree heat. He wanted to make it so you didn't like jail and you weren't coming back. But it was no violent offenders. It was always just people who DUIs or didn't pay their child support.
Yeah, but isn't the lack of mayonnaise on the sandwich considered a crime against humanity?
It is. It is a crime against the Geneva Convention. You're correct in that one. So, Sally saying another horrible thing about her grandson, about the lovemaking he's getting, whether he likes it or not. Whoa! Hey now. The garage door service, that's a big one.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That's it, yeah. I mean, I've seen the robots that try to do stuff. They are clumsy. They're not there. But they're going to get there faster than people think. Have you seen one try to fold a towel? It's like, it's perfect, but it takes 2 hours. It feels like, or load a dishwasher. It takes forever.
Hey, Mike H. said lap dances would be rough from a hunk of metal, and I think he's right.
Yeah, but they're not. They're going to be silicone. They're going to feel real.
But 8947 said a QR code on the strippers for Venmo.
That's right.
That's a smart move.
It's all happening.
That'll work.
It's all happening. You have no idea.
You could put it right between the one of the 2 dolphins and the I Heart whatever boyfriend you had when you got it.
Yeah, and they're all X'd out. She's on boyfriend number 9.
Wouldn't we be able to pay with Monopoly money?
Of course. Of course. Now they're all advocating. Have you seen them all start to advocate for the free money, the basic income, right?
Oh,
Universal basic income.
Yeah. Elon Musk put something out about that.
Yeah. Pay everybody a lot of money. Universal basic income.
Yeah.
I mean, how are we going to do that? Just out of curiosity. How are you going to have everybody not do anything for the most part?
Yeah. I'm sure that we won't we won't fall into debauchery.
No, God, no.
Somebody's got to produce something for you to be able to take it from them and redistribute it as basic income.
Well, yeah. There has to be some people that are employed. But you know what it is? It's not. It's going to be people that own things that have robots and AI running, for the most part, everything. So the classes will be the ultra wealthy, the ultra rich and employed, the upper middle class and employed, and then everybody else who gets a pittance. And then we're supposed to stay at home, I guess, and write the great novels or whatever we're supposed to do, which is never going to happen. Ever. Like, that's what's going to happen. So lawn care, yeah, there you go. So that's another one. I mean, heavy equipment. There's a lot of that stuff that's out there. The thing is, think about what can be replaced. Because eventually, heavy equipment, that's going to be replaced. Why? Because AI is going to figure out a better way to do it. Surgeons, by the way, they're already starting to do surgery, AI surgery.
King Charles just landed.
Did he? Oh, fantastic. It's going to be a great time. I love that.
A robot did my hernia surgeries.
Yeah.
I mean, the doctor did it, but the robot followed the doctor's lead.
All I know is when I got my eye did, I laid down and he put the little thing on me and they numbed it up. And then they said, it's going to go dark and then it's going to go white. And then, and I'm like waiting for him. He's over there talking to my wife. It's
while it's happening.
And then all of a sudden he's like, it's done.
What was the surgery?
For like, I got one of my eyes, laser beamed, LASIK.
LASIK
So it's
surgery.
just basically LASIK.
Yeah. And it took no time, but he did, outside of typing in whatever he typed in, that's it.
What did it cost?
Free.
Oh, why was it free?
Because we were boys and I did reads for him.
Oh, well, I'm saying, okay, then.
But normally it was $2,500 an eye.
It just kills me. Most guys doing LASIK and laser surgery don't take insurance, and that the cost of getting that has just gone down and down and down.
Mm-hmm.
Because insurance isn't to be mucked around with.
Yeah, and so but it was so quick and easy. And I get why people get weirded out by it. I'm not a huge fan of people grabbing them on my eye and touch it, but
I don't think anybody actually is, that comfortable with that.
But it was, how fast it went was, I thought it was going to be at least 4 or 5 minutes. It was nothing. But he didn't do it. It wasn't like he was sitting there with a little scalpel. None of that. Nope, just done.
He's basically there to do the prep work and monitor the computer while it's doing your eye.
Yeah, basically. He put one of those little surgeon hats on. I'm like, really? And he started laughing. Just so, but it was awesome because I only did one because I couldn't see far away, but I could see close. And he goes, your eyes will adjust. And they have. No doubt about that. All right, coming up. The king is here. Talk a little bit about that. The top 10 stolen cars in America. The Elantra. Is it on the list? What do you have? You got a Ford Pinto?
No, I have a Ford Escape.
Yeah. Let's see if that's on the list. If it's trucks, if it's EVs, we will find out. We'll do that all straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk. 99.7.
Middle Tennessee under a severe weather threat today and tonight, beginning later this afternoon that'll be in the northwest. Then storms will push east during the evening and overnight hours. Damaging winds, the primary hazard, with the low risk for tornadoes and hail in the strongest storms. Can't rule out the tornadoes, even though it is low risk. Now, nearly 24 families are looking for places to stay after a pair of tornadoes touched down in North Texas over the weekend.
2 people were killed in the tornadoes, including a 69-year-old woman whose mobile home was destroyed. First responders say many others were hurt.
When everything was over, my brother had to dig my parents out of the debris.
Grayson Allen lives in the hard-hit community of Runaway Bay, northwest of Fort Worth.
My dad has a fracture in his neck. My mom had a broken back.
One of the twisters was an EF1, the other ranked EF2, with winds reaching 135 miles per hour. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Yeah, the timeline for Middle Tennessee severe weather risk tonight is going to be 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. White House Correspondents Association dinner suspect update. Cole Allen walked into the courtroom this morning wearing a blue jumpsuit, flanked by U.S. Marshals. He's charged with 3 felony counts, including an attempt to assassinate the President of the United States. He's being represented by federal public defenders. He traveled, according to authorities, with a shotgun, pistol, 3 knives, and other paraphernalia. A detention hearing is scheduled for Thursday, then a preliminary hearing has been scheduled now for May. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
First alert meteorologist Melanie Layden. While it will be a dry, nice day today, temperatures in the 80s. Later tonight, severe storms will roll into the mid-states. These will be late at night into the overnight hours, so make sure you have a couple of weather alerts that will wake you up from your sleep. All forms of severe weather are possible, including spin-up tornadoes.
Beacon Capital Management, are you ready to talk to them about all things when it comes to your retirement, right? Your investments. Do you want to outlive your investment? They do everything there at Beacon. That's what I love about it. Income planning, investment plan, tax plan, healthcare, estate and legacy planning. And that estate and legacy includes things like trust wills, POAs, power of attorneys, life insurance, estate planning across the board, potential probate avoidance, because you don't want to work so hard and find out, hey, I can't leave anything to my family because everybody's going to contest it. And then let's talk about the health care that some people forget. With Beacon, they'll help you with the Medicare planning, long-term care options, which is so important, coverage gaps, health insurance options across the board. And those, when you think about, because I think people forget how expensive it gets, especially as you get a little bit older, and the worry about what might be coming. And they can help you with your dollars and cents as well. Whether it's predictable income you're looking for, maximize Social Security, spousal and survivor benefits, longevity planning, they've got you covered over there at Beacon. This is what I want to do. Call Beacon today. Sit down with them. Talk to them. They're amazing. 615-488-9303. 615-488-9303. Or check them out online at beaconcm.com. beaconcm.com for Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. It is a courtroom packed. He's got himself I think his family's going to roll the dice, get him a really good attorney, or they're just like, you know what, this guy, let's just let this person handle it.
You don't see Jack Ruby anywhere around, do you?
No.
Okay.
No, that's what I was waiting for. If that happened, I would immediately go to, yeah, this was all staged. All staged. But it didn't. Didn't happen so far. We'll see. Going to be interesting to see, because, you know, this is the first of what will be, I'm sure, many different charges that will be coming in the coming days, because, you know, they always go back and revise them. King Charles and Queen Camilla has arrived. By the way, she's queen only in name. Like, if he died, she's gone. Kick her right out the house. You go stay with Andrew. I'm too old for Andrew. You think they're going to be talking about that? Trump's going to be like, your brother's a scumbag. He's embarrassing. You know what else is embarrassing? Your other kid that's here with that weird chick. Got all that money from Netflix and did nothing. I don't think that's true. Yeah, it is. Because I was wondering, with the line of succession that was inside of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, if there was a designated survivor. I was curious about that. I was like, there's got to be, right? Like, you always have to have one.
In a letter to the group that's filed this...
Oh, here we go.
Those conversations ahead of the Waka dinner did take place, but there were several members of the cabinet in the line of succession who did not attend for various personal reasons. So designated one survivor was not necessary, as we had several members who were not there already.
Were they all idiots, though? Was anybody there that wasn't an idiot?
Well, they work in government, so.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But who's the bigger idiot? We vote him in. Oh, that's right. They pick us now. That's the way it works in government. How can we gerrymander it to a point where we get to pick our voters rather than they pick us? All right, top 10 vehicles stolen in these here United States of America. Here we go. Let's see if an Elantra's on there. Number 10, Ram 1500 Crew Cab, short wheelbase, four-wheel drive. Anybody? Anybody? No? Not you? It's 10th most stolen vehicle on the list. And apparently this is rather popular. The trucks. Land Rover. Range Rover four-wheel drive. What? Why? I mean, I had a Land Rover once, and I just, like, if you like a car that's going to give you troubles.
Now, are they giving any kind of a designation of what these mostly get used for? Are they reselling the cars or
Probably parting them out.
Parting them?
Yeah, probably parting them out. Like something like Land Rover that has a lot of issues, parts are very important. The Dodge Durango four-wheel drive. So there's one I thought, wow, that really, I could see, like, if it's a Hellcat, okay. But, so I don't know. Like, I look at some of these and I think, why this? The number 7 car is the Chevrolet Silverado 3500 Crew Cab four-wheel drive. And the vulnerabilities they talk about with this one, serious work truck. Thieves are apparently going quite deep into more capable end Chevy lineups. These start at $54,000 plus $2,800 destination charge.
These are all trucks so far, aren't they?
Yeah, and they can easily exceed $75,000. Right there.
With a 10-year loan.
Yeah. Isn't that insane? Some of these loans nowadays. Oh, goodness me. GMC Sierra 3500 Crew Cab. Again, work truck. You're thinking, what is up with that? Why are the trucks? First of all, you're stealing a work truck. None of you are working. That's kind of odd. But another one of these big, cars. Now, finally, we get to a car. Number 5, the Acura TLX two-wheel drive. They don't, there was only 7,500 sold in 2024. Good chunk of them, though, were stolen anyways. That's crazy. Think that they're stealing these cars. They look pretty cool. Okay, back to a truck, man. GMC Sierra 2500 Crew Cab four-wheel drive. Like a smaller sibling, the 1500, you could push these quite high in terms of suggested price with available Denali packages, upwards of $100,000. Chevy Camaro. Here we go, baby. Number 3 on the list. The Camaro. Over 1,000% spike. And it's directly attributed to the key fob cloning. Man, have you seen how fast they can take those things and just go?
Don't they have to be, like, they have to be in range of you using it to get the...
Yeah, I think so.
The frequency.
But they're all just drive around and they stand out there and they're just looking for it. It's not that hard. I mean, anything that's electronic, they can figure out how to use it, which
it's
is
like walking through an airport and sucking up credit card numbers with one of those machines.
That's so crazy. I mean, I'm glad you're doing that. Good. Number 2, the Acura TLX four-wheel drive. So we had the two-wheel drive, but the four-wheel drive is also stolen in abundance. Number 1, the Hyundai Elantra.
You're joking.
Yeah, I am. It's a Chevy Camaro, ZL1. It's fantastic. That right there, 650 horsepower supercharged V8 hero car, manual transmission, a lot of these things. They're stolen. The Camaro is stolen 39 times more likely to be stolen than the average car, this car right here, the ZL1. So almost 40 times more likely than the Hyundai, my SUV, the Mitsubishi, whatever the hell it's called. I don't even know what it's called. And then your Ford Escape.
And that's the only sports car on the damn list.
Just the 2 Camaros. Well,
Yeah,
the Acuras
Camaro.
are pretty sporty.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but compared to a Camaro...
The two-wheel drive, the TLX four-wheel drive that one's pretty sporty. Both of them are. I mean, they're all sporty. And the thing is, one of the reasons they say that here's the other thing. A lot of these ones, like the Camaros and stuff, where they probably end up? They probably end up overseas. The ones that, like with the trucks and stuff, those are probably ending up overseas. Some of these ones, like the Range Rover, those are probably being repackaged, if you will, part by part. But the Elantra's not on there. The Ford Escape is not on there. The Camaro, though, is number one. 40 times more likely to be stolen
Number one
than the
and
average
two.
car. Huh?
Number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I bet all those two-wheel drives are probably people stealing them and wishing they'd been four-wheel drives.
That's crazy, though, when you think about. And I'm sitting there going, okay, what's the goal if it's not to tear apart these cars? Well, you got to sell them somewhere, right? You're not stealing these and robbing a bank. That's not the goal, right? I mean, the goal is, because then if you want something fast, you're going to go with an Escape or an Elantra with the tuna boat in the back. I wonder what the number one boat that's stolen is.
Or you're just dropping it off at Aurelio's place so he can part it out.
Well, that's right. So they don't produce the Camaro anywhere more. That's the reason why. So let's see here. Oh, yeah, people. The Ram. Somebody said my Ram just got broken into. They stole something of his. Any Dodge is prime candidate for parting out. Oh. Lots of trucks, they say, get stolen and taken down to Mexico. So they send a lot of the Land Rovers overseas to Africa. Yeah, you don't steal it to work for you. You sell it. Yeah, that's just it. But where are you selling it? A higher-end 350 HD truck can cost upwards of $100,000. I know. Now, I will tell you, I have driven a couple of those high-end trucks that I work with a group out in Arizona when I was there, and they used to give me a car every like 6 or 8 weeks. And the first time they gave me one of those trucks that was it had it's got 29 cameras. I'm like, what is going to happen to me that I need that many cameras? But it was insane how amazing these things are, and it already had driverless in it, and that was amazing too, because I would drive just on a stretch of road early in the morning, and I would just put on, and it would just zoom, and I'd sit there and do a little work on the way in. It was amazing, but it was like $110,000. That thing's got to be worth $140 now. That's insane. That is insane. Let's see here. In Canada, where I'm from, the natives usually pay the Haitians to steal their cars, get in high-speed chases. Really? The Camaro and Chargers, 2 donuts and burn them in. Did you think that's what's going to happen to them? 9105 says all those work trucks going south of the border. Also, there's a lot of them that head over to the Middle East. A ton of them that go over there because they're willing to pay top dollar for it. So, but for me, my car's not on there. Ken's a launch. I'm surprised Hyundai, although Hyundai had those problems for years where they had a lot of stuff being stolen. And, because it was just easy to do. And the fobs, that's also the big issue too. Those key fobs were a big issue for a while because you could clone them so fast. And there were mayors and city council people across the country who were complaining and saying that we're going to take action against like Hyundai and all of the Kia and everybody because you were making it too easy to steal their cars. Like, that's your job. Enough. All right, coming up. Some men want this back. We might talk a little bit about this. The Queen, who's not really a queen, and the King, who is the king, has arrived. They are touching down. They are shaking hands right now. King Charles and Queen Camilla are here. State party about to happen. So we'll talk a bit about that as well. If you're missing the show, share when you go to the podcast. We're keeping on, moving on this Monday. Chad Benso, Super Talk 997. Bulwark Capital wants to talk to you about what they can do for you when it comes to your investments and your retirement and show you exactly what it is that they do. They're active investors. They are first and foremost about risk mitigation, right? Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. Want to make sure that risk management is number one strategy because you can't make it if you don't have it. And that's their goal, is make sure that you are taken care of. And they're going to show you, how they compare to others. They're going to give you a free Know Your Risk portfolio review. And my buddy Zach will tell you all the time, hey, sometimes we get people, their stuff is perfect for where they are in life. We tell them, don't change a thing. Keep with it. Other times, people stuck in mutual funds, they get something once a month, maybe take a look at it, maybe don't, and really have no idea what they're in. And that's not who they are. So why not get a free risk review? Absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW riskpodcast.com, and sign up for today for my friends at Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee past performance, not guarantee future results. Trek 2647.
All right, we'll break down today's severe weather risk in Middle Tennessee. Also, a full report now that the White House Correspondents Association dinner suspect has made his initial appearance in court. All that and more coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
So, King Charles and Queen Camilla have arrived, and we're trying to go, what the hell's that all about? Who's the blonde there? The blonde is Monica Crowley, are you guys ready for this? She is Chief of Protocol of the United States, which means she arranges the itineraries for foreign dignitaries visiting the U.S. and accompanies the president on all official international travel. Additionally, the office is responsible for accrediting foreign diplomats, publishing the list of foreign consular offices in the U.S., et cetera, et cetera. She is there because I was like, who are these people? I have no idea who these people are that are shaking. Belle and I were trying to guess, and it was like kids. Like, where the kids just appear out of nowhere on the tarmac? Hello.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Trump to be there since they're going to just go to the White House.
Yes.
But I didn't recognize a single person that greeted him at touchdown.
For tea and crumpets. But now we know who the blonde is. It's Monica Crowley.
Yeah, but that's not the greatest welcome. You know, where's Rubio? He should have been there.
He's getting ready to do things. He's probably getting ready for practicing his Spanish for Cuba.
Look, I know, but you're not given 20 different jobs because you can't handle it. And he could have done one more thing.
Could have. Well, he doesn't want to be, little Marco doesn't want to be next to, because King Charles is, 6'3", Trump's like 6'4", 6'5", so probably don't want to, because he's going to be a king too, though. That's why you would think it would be good for him to go, because you're going to be a king. And
you could have been like, King Charles, could you explain to me what I'll need to do to become an effective king of Cuba?
Yes. What will I need to do? And he's like, the first thing you need to do is you need to call North Korea and find out how to make burritos.
Who draws your bath?
Do you know what a palm frond is? That's those big things where they're going to be doing this while you sit there, and they feed you grapes.
You have to eat caviar even if you don't like it.
Even if you don't like it. Absolutely. 100%. That is very important. And because you are going to be in Cuba, even more so, you must have a military outfit with all kinds of awards on. So many awards. Like the best bowler, best dad.
And if you have to use your pant legs, that's fine.
That's right. You got to do it, though. Otherwise, and the hat has to be bigger than everybody else's hat. So they have regular hats. Then there's a few other ones will have bigger hats. Your hat has to be almost cartoonish in nature. And then, and only then, will you be El Jefe. Oh, Lordy. Coming up. What's going on? Iran, we will discuss a little bit. What's happening with the person who tried to kill the president and others. His arraignment went down. Also, the big weather. The Weather Wizard's got it all straight ahead. Chad Benso, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. A line of strong to severe storms expected to impact Middle Tennessee tonight. The highest risk starts around 8 o'clock, continues to about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, especially west of I-65 at first. Gusty, damaging winds, the main danger with isolated severe storms possible. Make sure you have a reliable way to get warnings, and we'll be here to let you know if any tornadoes pop up. One region in Texas was hit particularly hard this weekend. ABC's Ike Jaichi reports from Runaway Bay, just northwest of Dallas.
One person is dead and 6 injured in Wise County, Texas, after an EF2 tornado touched down, ripping the roofs off homes, piles of debris, and wreckage throughout the area.
Wise County takes care of Wise County, and we are going to stand strong, and we're going to stand together.
Local authorities issuing a disaster declaration as families look to begin rebuilding.
Stay with Super Talk 99.7 WTN. 4 complete coverage, 997WTN.com. You can follow, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Rumble, Facebook, the good old-fashioned radio, 99.7 FM from Bowling Green to Huntsville, and then all points east and west. White House Correspondent Association dinner suspect update.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Mike Dubusky. Cole Allen has been charged with 3 counts of trying to assassinate the president, with the hearing wrapping up just moments ago. ABC Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas was in the room.
Very calm. He was in a blue jail jumpsuit. Again, extremely calm, very respectful of the judge, answering questions. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. What took place in terms of as a matter of business is that he's scheduled for a detention hearing this coming Thursday, in which the government will make a motion that he should be held for the entirety pending trial.
Allen allegedly rushed security at the White House Correspondents' Dinner this weekend while armed with guns and knives. No one was seriously injured in the incident. Sources now say Allen appears to have shared posts that were critical of the Trump administration on the social media platform Blue Sky in recent weeks.
That's Mike Dubusky reporting. Right now in Nashville, an investigation ongoing after a deadly attempted carjacking Saturday afternoon in South Nashville. Police say a 44-year-old DoorDash driver confronted by an armed suspect after the driver had picked up food from a nearby restaurant. Channel 4's Sarah Allen says the suspect shot the driver in the leg. The driver fired back, fatally wounding the carjacker.
One man was just around the corner when the whole thing went down.
I heard gunshots, a bunch of them.
Now, that man was actually up on that hill when he heard what he thought were firecrackers. That caught his attention. He told me he immediately ran down the hill and found who we now know was that DoorDash driver, screaming for help with that gunshot wound to his leg.
Now, that driver transported to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, expected to recover. Meanwhile, the investigation continues, and that's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Monday. Again, severe weather potential. Going to be rainy. No doubt. We got the rain coming. How bad will it be after that? Thunder and lightning, probably. A little bit of hail. You never know. And could the twister show up? Possible. Got to set those weather alarms, which is weird. Like, the whole thing, like Ken said the first hour, how many night tornadoes we get is scary out here. So be prepared for potential. We're going to be here the whole time.
We'll be babysitting it.
That's right. In fact, if you don't believe us, that's why we produce amazing songs like this.
When the clouds roll in, you know who we call. Ken Wizard, the weather wizard standing tall. Middle Tennessee, rain or shine, he's right on time. Storm Stalker 5 puns it on the screen.
That's right.
Reading every shift in between.
He's the weather
You just
wizard.
made that?
Yeah.
Good grief, man.
So, yeah, I did. Would you like to hear the other one? I got another one.
I thought you had done these at home and brought them in.
No, I just did them here like a little while ago. Here we go.
Oh, my gosh.
When the clouds roll in, you know who we call.
Tell me, baby girl.
Ken Wizard, the weather wizard standing tall.
Amen.
Middle Tennessee, rain or shine, he's right on time.
That is scary, man.
Absolutely scary. So, it's the Chad Benson Show Orchestra. They're tiny, but they're amazing.
If the thunder wakes the town, Ken's already there breaking it down. Ken Wizard, the weather wizard, best in the business.
You can't stop him, so that's how we roll, people. So we've got to hear all night long, just in case. Now, you're going to be monitoring from your house. Do you have oh my God, we need to get to a safe space, Ken?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the little bathroom downstairs.
Okay, that's
right
good.
in the middle of the whole place.
That's good. Now, Belle, do you have a place that you go and try to find your car after it got blown away?
No, I just assume it's gone.
Okay, that's good. So do you have a place that you designated, oh my God?
Yeah, I just go outside and hope it runs me over.
I love Belle. Oh, that's our Eeyore for you. I'm just going outside, guys, waiting. Nothing's going to happen. They're just going to move all the stuff around. That's it. So there we go. I mean, get ready for it tonight. So we could start to see the first bit of rain next few hours?
I don't know. I mean, right now, radar's not showing anything.
Oh, Radar. He was my favorite.
Radar O'Reilly.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they're saying, this afternoon we could see some pop-up showers, possible storms this afternoon, but the real deal will be between 8 o'clock tonight and 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, man, I'm looking at the massive line of what could be the storms coming.
Yeah. Like right now, St. Louis is getting hammered. Illinois, well, let me see. Let me go back to what I had.
Yeah.
All right, so right now, states with active tornado warnings right now. Illinois, Missouri, and Kansas.
Oh, goodness.
Now, that doesn't mean
those
there's
are warnings?
Yeah, that says these are warnings. Now, it doesn't mean that there's tornadoes on the ground because a lot of this is radar indicated.
Yeah. So,
there are storms with some rotation.
Okay, yeah, I see it like St. Louis. By the way, Springfield's getting just smoked right now, too. And it'll be heading towards, parts of Louisville, catch the outside of it. But that big fatness in the center is heading right towards us.
That's some very heavy rain there, just west and southwest of Indianapolis.
Would y'all stop fat shaming it?
I'm not.
That's big old fat rain.
That is right there.
Fat rain.
Yeah, that is. It looks like it's, and two, where the hard yellow and red is, where it talks about the potential for the twister. Those are, boom, they're smashing into just outside Springfield right now. But they're heading in this. If they keeps this path, it's heading right into us. But that's still a few hours away.
Now, this isn't Springfield, Tennessee, folks.
No, it's not. It's the one. It's the one. It's the other one in Missouri.
Yeah.
It's the one in Missouri.
Missouri.
The one I've been to. God, I saw a baseball game there. I saw the worst movie ever there. One of them. But I can't remember much about it. I thought it was neat. A lot of hospitals in Springfield. And the first Bass Pro Shop. I remember that. If you've never been to a Bass Pro Shop, there you go. But maybe not today because it's going to get blown away. So God willing, though, these things start to break apart and, Mother Nature decides, you know what, I'll give you guys some rain because we need rain because we've had a drought. I mean, it's been very droughty here. I mean, we have...
Very droughty.
Yeah, it is. I don't think people realize this. We get more rain than the UK does. We do.
Interesting.
We get more rain than the UK does.
We sure do need it right now.
We definitely need it right now. There's no doubt about that.
So I want the rain, just no tornadoes,
No
Mother Nature.
naders.
Come on. Give us a freaking break.
Why the good old chubby rain? Yeah, that's a good old chubby rain for
Big
you
old
right
fat
there.
rain.
That's it. It's going to be interesting tonight. No doubt. It's going to be interesting. God willing, again, we get a lot of rain, but nothing else. And it's gone before tomorrow's commute. It's got to be done before tomorrow's commute. Because as we all know, we have some issues. It's always a nightmare. 24, nightmare. 65, can be, certain areas. But just, and the potholes, that doesn't help either. Because now those potholes are coming. They're going to become sinkholes if we don't watch it. Tell you what. So make sure you keep right here. Because Ken will tell you from where? From Bowling Green to where?
Bowling Green down to Huntsville. And then all points east and west.
There you go.
Powerful.
Powerful
stick.
Has anybody contacted NES? Let them know we got weather coming?
No. That's
we should probably do that.
We should. You know
Teresa,
what
we
should
got
do?
some weather coming.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should get their number and just call them really quick. Do it on the air. Say, hey, we just want to make sure you guys know there's going to be some wind and some weather coming.
Yeah, might get some telephone poles knocked down. Y'all got any of those in stock?
Have you guys planted any of those since the whole incident? Or are you guys still trying to do the after-action report before you do anything? How about an after-hours report? That'd be better. Oh, goodness me. That is crazy. So they're doing the DOJ's bringing out they got snapshots of the guns. Are you guys looking at this?
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got the big placards.
Yeah,
big pictures up there on either side of the podium. Is that Blanche right there?
I think it is. It is. I think maybe we should cut in a little bit on this and see what there's. Oh, there he is. Straight from under the table, the FBI director.
The history of the White House has been renovated many, many times. Lots of additions, some of them great, some of them not so great over the years. But here's Todd Blanche, the acting attorney general. Let's listen in and we'll get your thoughts on the other side.
Of government. The ability of a free press and public officials to come together in celebration and not fear. The act was stopped because of the courage and, that horrible act was stopped because of the courage and professionalism of law enforcement. The officers who responded without hesitation and did their jobs as they were trained to do. Secret Service agents promptly tackled and detained the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen. The president and all the protectees and participants at the dinner were safe. One brave officer was injured and is receiving care and has been released from the hospital. I want to make this clear. This man was a floor above the ballroom with hundreds of federal agents between him and the President of the United States. The Department of Justice approaches incidents like this with urgency and clarity of purpose. Violence has no place in civic life. It cannot and will not be used to disrupt democratic institutions or intimidate those who serve them, and it certainly cannot continue to be used against the President of the United States. We are investigating this matter fully. We will apply the law fairly, and we will ensure that accountability is swift and certain. But we also should recognize what did not happen. Law enforcement did not fail. They did exactly what they are trained to do. This was not an accident. It was the result, as we know now, of preparation. But the men and women who protected us that night were trained, professional, and had an enduring commitment to the rule of law. Today, the Department of Justice filed 3 federal charges in United States District Court against Cole Thomas Allen. The first count is attempted assassination of the President of the United States. This count is punishable by up to life in prison. The second count is interstate transportation of a firearm to commit a felony. This is punishable by up to 10 years in prison. And the third count is discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence, which is punishable by a mandatory minimum term of imprisonment of 10 years, a maximum of life, and the 10 years is consecutive to any other sentence imposed. Just to go through very quickly the timeline, which many of you in this room already know, the defendant, Allen, made a hotel reservation at the Washington Hilton for April 24th through April 26th. On April 21st of this year, he traveled by train from Los Angeles to Chicago and then from Chicago to Washington, D.C. On April 24th, he arrived in Washington, D.C. at approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon and checked into the Washington Hilton. Approximately at 8:40 on the night of April 25th, Allen approached a security checkpoint on the terrace level of the hotel, which is again a floor above where the dinner was taking place. He ran through the magnetometer holding a long gun. As he did so, U.S. Secret Service personnel assigned to the checkpoint heard a loud gunshot. One Secret Service officer was shot in the chest, but was wearing a ballistic vest that worked. This heroic officer who was hit fired 5 times at Allen, who was not shot but fell to the ground and was promptly arrested. I want to thank everybody who worked tirelessly on Saturday, Sunday, and continuing today. This includes members of the FBI, and Director Patel is going to address that in a minute. It includes members of the Metropolitan Police Department who were immediately on the scene, the chief, the mayor, to make sure that law enforcement was available to do their jobs and had all the tools they needed to do so. And lastly, the United States Attorney's Office here in D.C., our U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro and her team. A prosecutor stayed up all night long, didn't sleep all day yesterday, making sure that we got what we needed from all over the country. It included search warrants in California, search warrants here in D.C., multiple interviews that have been conducted already of witnesses and of family members of the charged individual. And continue to work hard today. This investigation is ongoing. It's not complete. A lot of the information that the media is hearing through leaks or sources, some of it is true, some of it is not true, and at the right time you will hear information from us as appropriate. I'd like to ask our U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro to say a few words, and then followed by Director Patel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. Cole Allen's journey of accountability in the criminal justice system starts today. Todd Blanche just indicated to you the charges. Those charges are only 3 charges that are in the complaint that has been presented in federal district court about an hour ago. There will be additional charges as this investigation continues to unfold. But make no mistake, this was an attempted assassination of the President of the United States, with the defendant making clear what his intent was. And that intent was to bring down as many of the high-ranking cabinet officials as he could. This is the kind of situation that we cannot tolerate. And as the Attorney General has just indicated, it could have been so much worse, but for the reality that we had the Secret Service as well as the Metropolitan Police Department and the FBI. Now, the facts make it very clear what this intent was. You may recall that it was on March 2nd that the president indicated that he would be attending this public event at the Hilton. And on April 6th, that's when Cole Allen first made a hotel reservation at the Washington Hilton for 3 nights, the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. It was on April 21st that he traveled all the way from the West Coast, from his home near L.A. He gets to Chicago on April 23rd, and has been indicated he arrives in D.C. on the 24th, and he checks into the hotel at about 3 p.m. He stays overnight. He is very much aware that the president and the first lady entered the ballroom at 8 p.m. And it was at 8:40 that he made a decision to rush the ballroom. And thank goodness, law enforcement, the Secret Service, was able to prevent him from getting into that ballroom. He was not injured other than some kind of scrape on his knee. Now, as indicated, these are the weapons that the defendant had on his person. You can see that's a 12-gauge pump-action Mossberg shotgun. It's a .38 semi-automatic. He had at least 3 knives and all kinds of paraphernalia. So any suggestion that he wasn't there to do harm is absurd. We will prove when he purchased these guns. They were purchased in California. Why is that relevant? It is relevant because he crossed interstate lines with those firearms, and those are the firearms that he used on the night of the 25th, or attempted to use at the very least. Now, the manifesto also makes clear about his expected rules of engagement. You know, you can look at it and read it, and it may seem kind of la, but at the end, make no mistake, he says, I am targeting the administration officials. They are my targets, and I'm prioritizing from the top down, the highest ranking from the lowest.
All right, we got to jump in here. Department of Justice, Patel's going to speak here in a little bit. You heard Todd Blanche. You had A.G. Pyro right there talking about DePiro, talking about all the things they're charging him with, him being the wackadoo who, by the sounds of it, is going to spend a lot of time in jail. By a lot, we mean probably forever and then some, unless he is insane, which I don't think that is going to happen because, well, you know, no Jodie Foster. So we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about this. Ken's got your quick update coming up here in a little bit. This is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is amazing. I take it every single day. You should as well. If you're sick and tired of having aches and pains in your joints, right? And inside of your muscles, especially when it comes to things like just inflammation, right? The everyday living. You want to get back to enjoying your life without being in pain all the time. This is going to help you with this. Now, this is not for people if you've got a back where you're going to need surgery and stuff. This is for people if you got that inflammation. Maybe you don't take care of yourself so well. The food that we eat, all of these things leads to inflammation. Relief Factor targets that. Naturally formulated, omega-3s. It's got resveratrol. It's got natural things like black pepper extract, which helps your body absorb it more. And this is going to help fight that inflammation and just give you a better lease on life and feeling better each and every single day. I'm going to try it right now. Like I said, I take it every single day. It is amazing, and it works like you cannot believe. It's called Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
All right, we'll break down the risk of severe weather that could bring tornadoes to Middle Tennessee overnight. Cole Allen, I should say, the man accused of plotting to attack the White House Correspondents' Dinner, has been charged in federal court with 3 counts. He made his first appearance today. We'll let you hear about that coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
By the way, that train ride, probably 2.5 to 3 days. But where they held this, I mean, you got to talk to an expert about this. John Hinckley says the Washington Hilton Hotel should stop holding big events because it's not secure and bad things keep happening there.
Did he actually tweet that?
He talked about it. TMZ asked him.
Wow.
Is that where he tried to kill Reagan?
That's where he tried to kill Reagan. I don't know about you guys, but bad things keep happening there.
Let's turn to our panel of experts.
John, you tried to kill somebody there, didn't you? Yeah, I sure did. I almost did, too. Shot one guy in the head. Another guy almost killed the president. So what do you think? I don't think they've got good security. He thinks they should definitely have a ballroom. Oh, my God. So he was insane, though. The good news is he's out making music. That's always nice. If you want to hear some of it.
Is he still living with his parents?
No, I think he's got his own little apartment.
Okay.
You know. But he was...
He was released to his parents, wasn't he?
Yeah, for a long time. He was released like on weekends for a very long time. But that nobody knew about, that he was just get out and go spend the weekend with his parents. Because it was evident he was not all there. Right? This was not one of those guys pretending. He wasn't there before, and he wasn't there after. And so, but the good news is he has spoken and said that maybe they should stop.
Yeah, he is definitely a fan of the loops that are fruit.
Yeah. Look at you with the meanness, the loops that are...
Brother Bilal.
Look at you, boom. What do you guys coming up next? Brother Bilal insults the ladies again. What? Got some nasty storms coming on in. Ken's got all of that stuff for you because it's going to potentially get nasty out there. God willing, it doesn't. We just want the rain. We want it to be gone before traffic tomorrow, right? Like come at like 8 when everybody's already home tonight. Go till about 4. Dry up, dump enough that we catch up a little bit here with no tornadoes. That's what we're hoping for. So who knows what we'll get. We may get lots of nasty weather or we may get nothing because you never know with us. That's the way it rolls here. We'll talk about that and a bunch of other things straight ahead. Chad Benso, Super Talk 997.
.2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we've got an injury crash, and it is blocking the left lane of 40 westbound right before you get downtown there after Fessler's Lane. Severe storms possible across Middle Tennessee later today into the overnight hours. National Weather Service says they'll develop this afternoon and strengthen this evening as they move east. Damaging wind gusts the top concern with a few stronger storms possible. Cannot rule out a spin-up tornado. The hours that we are going to be under the gun will be 8 p.m. tonight until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's when this activity is most likely to turn severe. Meanwhile, 2 people were killed and nearly 24 families are looking for places to stay after a pair of tornadoes touched down in North Texas over the weekend. Cole Allen, the man accused of plotting to attack the White House Correspondents' Dinner, has been charged in federal court with 3 counts. The charges announced moments ago by acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche.
This man was a floor above the ballroom with hundreds of federal agents between him and the President of the United States.
He praised law enforcement.
Law enforcement did not fail. They did exactly what they are trained to do.
So Cole Allen made his initial court appearance today. ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas was in the courtroom for that.
Thus far, attempted assassination of the President of the United States. There was another charge relating to transporting a weapon across interstate lines with the intent to commit a felony. And the third charge involved use of a discharging a firearm in an act of violence.
Yeah, prosecutors say Allen traveled with a shotgun, pistol, 3 knives, and other paraphernalia. A detention hearing is now set for Thursday, then the preliminary hearing in May. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys. USS. Guess what's coming? Weather, nastiness, rain, cracks in the walls, uneven floors, driveways sinking, separating. It's more than a home issue. It's a peace of mind issue. And USS, United Structural System, has you covered. Since 1994, USS has been doing their thing. Over 30,000 happy customers, and they get it. Whether your home needs foundation stabilization, crawl space repair, or concrete leveling for sinking sidewalks, patios, and driveways, USS uses the best around. Engineered systems designed for long-term performance, not temporary patches. They're not there just to fix it, put a Band-Aid on it. They're there to fix it and do it right. Decades and decades of experience, thousands of homes repaired. You can trust United Structural Systems. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. If you got any worry and you want that peace of mind, have USS come out today. Let them take a look, especially as things start to get into that season. They will handle it like nobody's business. Go to USSTN.com, USSTN.com, or call United Structural Systems, 615-488-7855 for United Structural Systems. Burger Perfection is ready for you from Omaha Steaks right now. Free smash burgers. These things are incredible. So we had these this weekend. They're amazing. They got Wagyu burgers. They have everything you can think of, all for under $100. It is amazing. You could build your own, but these burgers are the best route. This is no joke. I don't know if you're aware of this. A little bit of a burger connoisseur, a little bit of wimpy-like when it comes to that. And I will tell you, nobody does it better than Omaha Steaks. Delivered right to you, the best around, from top sirloin to fillets to Wagyus to brisket burgers, ribeyes, you name it. They've got it all in their Burger Perfection package, just $99.99. And you're going to save an extra $35 at checkout and use my code Benson. So what do? omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson. Get the Burger Perfection for under $100 and save another $35 when you use my code Benson at checkout. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. See site for detail. Terms may apply. Did you see that guy's mad at us?
Really?
Because I made fun of Kash Patel. I can't help it. Kash Patel.
Despicable. Hold on a second. Actually, I don't know why.
That's pretty good. Do that again.
You're despicable.
Despicable. So you know how they did that back in the day? So Mel Blanc would do Sylvester's voice, and then they would take it and tweak it and turn it up a little bit for Daffy.
That's actually Daffy.
Yeah, for Daffy's voice. So that's how they did it. He did Sylvester, Puffer and Puckatash, and then they would turn it up a little bit for that. Back in the day.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Mel Blanc. He was great.
I just assume he could do everything because he has 1,000 voices.
But Dawes Butler was better. Dawes was the Hanna-Barbera guy. I love Dawes.
I quit. I can't believe you just said that about Mel.
I love Mel.
You call him number 2.
So, but I think the thing with Mel, as great as he was Dawes. When he did voices, you could tell it was Dawes. Where a lot of times when Mel did voices, you could tell it was Mel. They were different, but you could tell it was Mel. That New Yorker accent kind of thing. Nah, what's up, Doc? That kind of stuff. So, Hinckley, for those of you guys that know, just reminded everybody today that that's not a good place to hold any kind of thing. So, he would know, seeing as he shot the
Hilton probably doesn't appreciate him saying that.
Probably not. Come for the benefits, stay for the shootings, stay for the assassinations. And you know what? The way I feel about Kash Patel, I'm sorry. I'm not the only one saying stuff about Kash. It was like, you would hit the deck too. You're the director of the FBI. Come on now. Come on. And I got to be honest, when I first watched it, I didn't even know there was a shooting because, a lot of people didn't know either. It was almost a wave. You could tell people that were closest to the door that could hear the commotion and stuff outside because it didn't happen inside the ballroom. Thank God for that. Because, yeah, Secret Service and everybody did what they were supposed to do, which was they didn't let him get anywhere near there. They didn't. You know, somebody asked earlier on the text line said, how do you think somebody who is that smart, because this guy is not stupid. Right? I mean, he is not an idiot. And I said, it's all emotion. Like so much of liberal insanity is based on nothing but, we do White Woman Wednesday, right? Why? Because it's funny, but also it's so much based in emotion. Based on absolute pure emotion. It's all based on feelings. And even if there are facts involved in some of them, the feelings will overtake it to the point where it's hard to have a conversation. And when you get to that point where all it is emotion, you're not dealing with somebody that is going to make a wise decision. A rash decision? This guy didn't even make a rash decision. His decision was based on taking a train across country and booking a hotel. I mean, that is not you were so angry at something that you acted on it right then and there. And oh my God, no, you thought it out, but it had been building. Like this guy thought he was going to save the world from Donald Trump and the likes. Okay, you don't like Donald Trump. Well, guess what? Vote, right? Get out and vote. Get out and do things that are going to make a difference in the long run. Not this, which, by the way, destroys anything you have narrative-wise of why you are so angry and pissed off. And it does nothing to, quote-unquote, help the cause. You failed, but it's all emotion. This guy is all emotion. And once emotion gets, and that's anything, right? Like love, right? Arguments. Once that emotion shows up, everything's out the window. Everything is out the window. Just gone. So, I mean, and you heard Jeannie Pyro earlier, there's going to be more. Right now, they've charged him with 3 that carry consecutive, so back-to-back, as opposed to congruent where, like, okay, you're charged and you're going to spend 30 years in jail, but we're going to run them side by side. Nope, this is piggyback time. This is a long time. And I'm sure if his parents, do they think he's unstable? Even Trump said yesterday, you have to be crazy to think about this. I think the most shocking thing out of all of this is the fact that he went there, did what he did, and he didn't die. because he seemed to expect that he was going to die. He said kind of his goodbyes. He also said, wow, anybody could kind of do this. Anybody kind of could. I was surprised, though. This is one thing I was telling Belle. The fact that they didn't double, quadruple check the who's here. Like, are we checking to find out who's here? Are we checking to find out who's part of this? Staying in the hotel. Who are these people? You would think that they might have done that. And I know it's a pretty big place, but you would think that you would have, because he was coming and you knew he was coming and so many people were going to be there. And because it's a hotel, while it's big and this guy went down the stairs and the whole 9 yards, you also know that there are people there staying the night. You can get the rooms and do a quick check. But he wasn't known. That was the other thing they were talking about. He wasn't known to the FBI, to Homeland Security. So it wasn't like, he posted stuff on Blue Sky. I don't know if you guys have ever been on Blue Sky. They kicked me off because all I did was repost Alex Jones. I just ran a link of him doing InfoWars Live, and eventually they took it down after like an hour.
So when do the Onion posts start coming up?
So, oh God, that was so great. Because I don't know if you go Blue Sky, if you go there, it is just for fun. It's liberal insanity. It is hate and lunacy, like you could not believe. But it's also the reason why I'm like, this is why. No matter how bad the Republicans do, and let's be real, they've not been good at anything, right? Taking away the assassination, but I'm just talking about anything. All you have to do is go there and go, this is why. This is why Mark Maron said, you made average people go to the fascist. As a joke, he's a comedian. And it's because I was watching Tim Dillon talk about, you guys can't be normal. You make everybody want to hate you because you can't have any kind of normal conversation where everybody's a victim. You're always looking for outrage and everything's based in emotion. That's why. That's why you're not going to win. I mean, that's the struggle that you have. It is. And this guy was all emotion. And he is going to, he's going to be spending a long time in jail. I know they're going to have another hearing. Was it Thursday? They're going to have another hearing based on whether or not he should be released. First of all, what's that even look? Let's say, okay, we'll give him a chance to get bail. What's that going to be? $10 million.
Well, he's been brushing his teeth every night like a good boy.
Yeah.
Before lights out. And we think he'll continue to do so before the trial.
Yeah. So he'll be fine. What do you get? He's not getting out. That guy's never going to see the light of day again. Unless he's crazy.
He's done, man.
Yeah, unless he's crazy.
I'm like you. I still can't believe he's alive.
That, to me, is the most insane thing. You fired off a gun, running through things, right? Somebody said, what do you bet part of the paraphernalia was he had ninja throwing stars? The anonymous sheriff said
it could be.
Could be, because they said he had all kinds of paraphernalia. But the fact that he's still alive is fascinating. Like, I see the guy in Florida that they came upon, right? That he's still alive because he didn't have the gun in his hand, didn't have any of that stuff. This guy was running and shooting. And the minute he shot another service member, Secret Service guy, you figure they all would have unloaded on him.
Well, there was a lot of civilians around. They have to be, you don't want to get the bad guy by taking out a civilian in the process.
Yeah, but your goal is to. But, let's be real. Over the years, how many times? Remember when that guy threw the shoe at Bush? And then they just stood there, and then the guy threw another one. And Bush is like, come on, try to get me.
And everybody in the U.S. thought that was hilarious. But it turns out that that's a very high-level insult in Iraq.
Yeah. Or do you remember, was it the guy that had the samurai sword? And he got onto the White House lawn? And he kept getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, is somebody going to do something about it? It's like, I get that you don't want to kill a civilian, but dude samurai sword. Yeah, there was a guy who got in the White House, too. Remember that? Just kind of wandered in there like he was the work guy. No.
Apparently he'd left his cocaine in there or something.
Yeah, normally. So it is I am surprised he's still alive. A lot of people saying the same thing. That's crazy. I can't believe. And people are saying they shot. I would say we got to have a conversation about this, guys. Have you guys seen the movie The Untouchables? We need one of those guys. Andy Garcia. That was a great movie, by the way. That was a great movie. Remember that at the end? When he was holding the baby and that mom, and Kevin Costner looked at Andy Garcia and went, "Yep," and just shot him. Like as he went to say 3, and as he opened his mouth, Andy put one in his mouth. That's what we need. This was not it. So, but the good news is now we can, I don't know. I mean, I guess we have this guy now. If we can find out what's his mindset, what are we looking for? I mean, I think we know what we're looking for. The issue is going to be going forward. There is this sense now, the United Health Care CEO, you've got this sense now that evil that these people see as evil can be done, dirty because these people are some sort of modern day heroes and anti-heroes, and they're not. You're none of those things. You're asshats, and you didn't change anything. It's not like United Healthcare went away. You know how I know? Because we have United Healthcare. This doesn't happen, right? It's not like what do you think? You were going to shoot? Let's just say you got to Trump and you were able to do something horrific. That's it? Oh, it's over now. No. It's just, you're not changing. What you're doing is you're reinforcing your insanity and your craziness, and you're out to, and I could be frustrated with politics as much as anybody. I could be frustrated with healthcare as much as anybody, but there are ways of doing stuff. And you're not the Joker bringing down the system. You're anything but that. All right, coming up, Matt in the house, right? He's not at a lake somewhere?
Nope, he's here.
He's in the house.
Talked to him earlier.
That we do know. He will be taking over here in just a minute. All the big stuff. And again, the storms. Got to make sure you keep it right here from Bowling Green to, where'd you say again, Ken?
Huntsville, Alabama.
There you go.
And then all points east and west.
No, baby. That's we got you covered here tonight for the big storm that's coming in potentially. Chad Bench, Super Talk 997. Oh, there we go. What happened, Bell? Is it okay? You break the system again? Fantastic. Breaking the system. Phone's growing wacky. Life's crazy. What's happening, brother? How you doing?
What is going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. You ready to rock and roll?
Rocking and rolling, baby.
What you got?
Rocking and rolling.
What you got in store for the excitement that is today?
I mean, obviously, we will discuss the events over the course of the weekend at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and the subsequent aftermath. We don't wait very long to politicize things anymore, and it does not seem that we have done so in this case.
Or to conspiracy. things.
Yeah. It was all staged because that makes sense that you would convince someone who's a longtime supporter of all of your political opposition to engage in some sort of event by which you could convince people to allow you to build a ballroom that you're already building. Okay.
Yeah. So, did you see what John Hinckley said? They got to stop holding things there because that place.
That's dangerous.
I was
place
laughing.
Is dangerous.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, you would know, right, John? Because you did something.
Here's the other thing that I don't, and I'm going to talk a little about this off the channel. Well, we've got Matt Van Apps. He's going to come on. Congressman Van Apps will be on with us, and we'll talk about some other things. We're going to kind of do a postmortem of the Legislative General Assembly with Jack Johnson in the 4 o'clock hour. But people are like, "Oh my God, this place is in an insecure area." Yeah, it's in a hotel.
Yeah,
it's in a hotel where people are still checking in and out of the hotel. Yeah, so I mean. You can secure parts of an insecure area, and still those parts can be secured. I mean, I don't understand what we didn't understand about where it was prior to this.
I think the big thing is, judging by the chaos and the craziness, you did you do any due diligence and maybe ask questions about, hey, can we get the, who's here, who's not here, when do they book stuff?
So here's the deal. We live in so are we going to separate, and this is where I'm kind of drawing a hard line in the sand, Chad. Are we going to separate that these people are important enough that I get to suspend your personal liberties at this hotel, and we're just going to check all of your bags now because there are important people near you? I mean, because that's what people are talking about. They're wondering why weren't everyone's bags checked? Everyone's bags weren't checked because we live in the United States of America, and we don't check people's bags when they check into hotels.
Yeah, but I think for the president is the way they look at it. For me,
or just don't hold the event there.
Yeah, well, that's what I didn't know they still held events there because they've had some issues. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the fact that the fact that Reagan, and Hinckley came out and said on TMZ, they should stop holding things there. It's not very safe.
No, Hinckley was outside, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's just hanging out outside with a gun.
Yeah. And boom, there it went. I mean, it's so. Again, it's a horrible thing, and the fact that this guy is, he planned it out to take the train first of all, which is, God, that's just that right there is insanity.
Dastardly smart, but I mean, it made sense. No, I mean, in a freedom-loving society, you have freedom of movement, and and if you have someone that is hell-bent, is not afraid to die themselves, and is hell-bent on committing an act of chaos like this, you can probably find means and opportunity to do it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, because we believe in a freedom.
Well, crazy. I mean, if you really want to get to the president, and like you said, you're willing to die, you could probably take a shot or two at the president before you. I'm surprised he isn't dead.
Yeah, the shooter.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised, and look, I appreciate the bravery of the Secret Service, and obviously one took a shot to the chest, and we're thankful that he had his vest on and he's okay. But they returned fire, right?
From what I understand, 7 shots.
7 shots, and nobody hit.
That's what I said. Does nobody watch The Untouchables? You need to go get one of those guys, Andy Garcia, who's a great shot, because that was, I mean, I'm sure, and Ken said, look, it's probably you're standing there. People are coming in, and they were saying, I saw Matt Gutman from CBS now. It was on ABC, but he's on CBS saying, if you were dressed nice and you had one of those little tickets, they didn't even ask you for ID.
Yeah, you just walked through the magnometer.
And they were more concerned about what's going on outside. But this guy just kamikazed and ran through it. And I think they were probably a little shocked by that.
And he still had to go up some stairs.
Yes.
He had to get into another floor. And so there was still a little bit of a buffer zone, but still, I mean, obviously they're going to be looking at access to the president of the United States from an exterior perimeter point of view. And sadly, we're getting to a point where, regular folks will no longer have access to our political leaders.
Yeah, which is not a good place at all.
It's not a good place.
I mean, and we don't want their positions to be gilded cages, if you will, where they can't, where we don't get access.
They can't touch the people, and
that's not good.
That's a bad deal.
All right, Matt is straight ahead. You guys, as well as all of the chaos and weather, you got the weather was in there all day long, making sure everything's good, and probably us through the night as well. You guys be safe out there.